be with us.
Hi, Dave!
Carli! Yeah, how long has it been? That's Carli J. Myers here on IFM 102.2 and a song called Clutch. And we have Carli with us in the studio all the way from the heavy heights of Johannesburg. Carli, nice to have you with us. How are you doing?
Thank you, I'm very well. How are you?
I am fine. It's great to finally get you down here. You're one of the rising talents in South African music, we're led to believe. And I'm sure you're going to prove that today with our little chat that we have coming up.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Just for the benefit of the people that don't know you or your music, I'm of course one of them as well. We've only just met. Tell us a little bit about your history, how you got into music, because I know you have a musical family.
Yeah, so I come from a very musical family, and that created quite a foundation for me to develop a love for music and for my passion to grow. So when I was younger, I used to sing. My dad's a musician and quite a well-rounded musician. So throughout my childhood, I used to sing with him. He used to play the guitar and sing me to sleep sometimes, and I started singing with him, and that led to me getting involved in a public performance. I then realized that I absolutely love being on the stage. So that combined with my dancing history, I felt just, I don't know, so at home on the stage, and got more involved with it as the years went on. Competitions, I was very involved in musicals at school, so I used to love singing and dancing and acting and all of that together. And yeah, I guess one thing led to another, and eventually it just, I don't know, it's been something that's been inside of me, bursting to come out forever, and I've been working on it for so long. So I'm just so excited to finally have released my first single.
So when you were at school, is this what you wanted as your future, or did you have other plans at that stage?
Sure. Well, I don't know. I guess I'd say that I've got quite a lot of interests. So that's always been what I've wanted first and foremost. But at the same time, I've also wanted to pursue my academics. You know, so I want, at the moment I'm still studying. So yeah, but I mean, since school, that was always my number one. My music was always like, I also did music as a matric IB subject. So like wherever I could kind of combine my studies and what I was doing in school with my music, I took every opportunity I could. So that was from doing it in a curriculum like subject forum. So I was doing it as a subject. Excuse me. I was also very involved with the musicals at school and the competitions and the festivals. And so yeah, since school, it's always been something that I've wanted to pursue. Do
you have a degree at the moment in organisational psychology, or are you busy with it?
I do. So I've got my honours in organisational psychology, but I'm now doing my masters.
It'd be such a waste if you went back to that now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You sort of you're mapped out for you from here on in by the sound.
Well, yeah. I've been pursuing both of them the whole time, and now I finally had a chance to release my first single. So it is like, I'm just so excited about it, and I'm absolutely loving it. I've been having a lot of interviews and photo shoots and a lot of amazing response from people.
Yeah.
So I actually you said now that my track has hit the top 30. That's
right, yes.
That is such awesome news to hear. So thank you, and thank you to anybody listening for voting for it.
Are you amazed? Are you amazed at the sort of outpouring of feelings towards your music and towards your song? You're getting a lot of magazine photo shoots, you're getting a lot of radio interviews, people are sitting up and taking notice of you. Are you quite surprised it's happened so quickly?
Yes. I don't know if surprise does that justice, like the word surprise. I'm so overwhelmed. I mean, it's early days, so I mean, you never know what can happen, but I'm so grateful and surprised. I don't live the side, you know, I live in Joburg, so to come like an hour away from home and to find out that Clutch has hit the top, that's amazing. That is the most amazing feeling.
It's something that as I was saying to you off air, it's not the kind of song that is common among South African artists as at the moment what you're hearing on radio. It's something a little bit different. Would you agree with that? What kind of sound were you looking for?
Sure, I definitely agree with that. I think like the best adjective to describe the song would probably be like it's got that edgy feel, you know. It fits into the pop genre, but there's elements of like stuff like within the track, and that kind of difference is what I was going for with the song. I love because I love dancing, and I've like explored quite a lot of styles. To me, when a song's got that groove and that drive, like that's awesome. You know, I mean, you can feel like you want to dance, but you know. So that's definitely what I see in the song, but it is different to any song. When I heard the song, I heard the demo to it, and I was like, "Whoa, this is awesome! Like this has such cool potential. Like I want to get stuck in it and put my stamp to it, you know." So that was amazing.
Were you involved with the writing on this one at all, or was it solely written by Churchy? You know, with
it was solely written by her.
Is it? Okay.
I heard the demo to the song, and I absolutely thought it was so cool. It was just a demo track to it, but I could hear what I wanted. Like there was something to it, and I wanted to get into studio and see where we could take it and put my little flavor to it, you know, change up certain things. Like I love the bass in that song. It's got a strong bass line. I love that. So I wanted to lift that up, and yeah. So I wasn't involved in the writing of it, but the production of it I was, and I got to work with such amazing people. I feel very truly honored. Well, like Crichton Goodwill, he produced it, and Benji Moody, which I know you know very well.
Yes, I do.
So yeah, we all worked on the song together, and they are just such legends in this industry.
They know what they're doing, don't they?
Yeah.
They certainly know what they're doing. And also, it's also being released digitally through Next Music as well. So the guys at Next, who I was with yesterday as well, Paul and Rob and those guys, they're all extremely excited for you as well. And it's getting a lot of, everyone's taking notice of it at the moment, it seems.
It's what I'm hearing, and I hope so. Like it's so what I guess what I would ask anyone that is listening or that has heard the song is just I'd love some feedback, because to receive that feedback, especially coming in as a new artist that hasn't released anything before, you're testing the waters. You're trying to see what people like, if they like it. Like I absolutely love it, and I've heard an amazing response from the people around me. But to hear like what you say and you know, that's just so special for me, I guess, without trying to sound too yeah.
Do you do your own writing as well? Obviously I've heard you do your own writing too. Why did you not release necessarily one of your own songs to start off with?
Well, we wanted to release Clutch as a first single. We felt that it was a nice song. I love the song, but I thought it was a nice one to enter the industry with. But I am co-writing a lot with my dad, Jonathan Mites, and he, so I've co-written with him for quite a lot of years actually, and that, I've been co-writing with him, and there's a lot of songs that we've got waiting. So I'm really excited and hoping to release them as well.
And the sort of things that you're writing about, is it the usual life experience kind of stuff, or is it something a bit different?
I'd say probably like if you want to call it a very general thing, like life experience, but yeah, I think all things, if a topic comes up that I want to write about that hasn't personally hit me too, like maybe deeply or like too much on a personal level, I always find something in what I'm writing about or what I'm performing about or what I'm singing about, I always find something that relates to a life personal experience, because I really feel like that emotion that comes through that is really what is portrayed in what I feel people can relate to in the music, and at least I can relate, and I mean it feeds such a huge part of me to be able to make those links, you know. So, but yes, I mean, writing a lot of stuff about love, obviously, and growing up and, you know, learning and experiences and that. Yeah. Okay.
Now the album, what sort of time frame are we looking at before that comes out?
Well, the approach that we decided to take is to go single by single. Okay. So we're going to go Clutch is the first one, and we hoping. Well, I mean, we've got an amazing response so far. So we seeing how that goes, and then the next one will be released, and yeah, we're gonna kind of take it from there. So I can't set it per like an exact timeline, which will probably hold me to.
No, I won't hold you to anything. No, it was just a rough idea as to when you might sort of release it, just for the interest of the people out there would love to know.
Yeah, okay, well, I guess I'm hoping maybe next year, 2015.
Next year, okay.
Yeah, that's I guess a very rough timeline, but hopefully the next single will be out a lot sooner than that.
And in terms of the songs that you're going to put on it, is it going to be like a sort of a mixture of the up-tempo kind of stuff, sort of mixed in with a couple of ballads and all those kind of things? Which kind of music do you like writing? Do you like writing ballads, the up-tempo stuff?
I like writing ballads. I can't actually say I have a preference.
Okay.
I think. No, I like both. I really, really do. Like the difference in a ballad and an up-tempo stuff. I guess for me, it hits me personally in the sense that a ballad is obviously usually speaks to the heart a bit more, you know. Yeah. Whereas an up-tempo, for me, I'm quite a fun-loving person, you know. So I like to be like out and about, and like I love the fast music because I think probably from my dancing background, you know. So for me, that's what I absolutely love about the up-tempo stuff. So I can't say one.
Okay. Now the actual music industry itself also links up with fashion and lifestyle and all those kind of things. They're all sort of interlinked with each other. Now you've done quite a few photo shoots with some of the leading magazines. One of them's called is the Grazia one, which was a very nice one, which I saw the photos for. Incidentally, I had a look on Google to find those, so I knew exactly what I was going to be talking about. Tell us about that. How did that come about, and has that helped you in your career, that kind of thing?
Yes, yeah. Well, Grazia is such an amazing and well-established and magazine. The audience is so wide. So that was a truly awesome honor, you know, because they picked up the song and wanted to write and wanted to do a cover feature. And geez, I mean, that's any girl's dream, you know, to be in such a magazine.
Especially for someone that's not that well known.
Exactly, yeah. So that was an incredible opportunity. So what happened was I went to the Grazia team and I got together, and we had a whole photo shoot, hair and makeup and outfits, and it was a lot of fun, to say the least. And then I had an interview with them, and they published it. It was an awesome feature. I was very, very grateful.
It does, yeah. But what's also nice is about the fact that on these particular sites where you see these magazine shoots and that, they have a YouTube clip of your video.
Yes.
And that as well, which is doing pretty well, I believe, on YouTube at the moment.
Yes.
It's amazing, because in the old days we never had those kind of things to promote artists.
These days
now you guys have got it made in terms of the different ways that you can get your music across.
Yes, so the lyric video is on my YouTube account. It's Carli Myers. But actually, sorry, it just reminded me, you were talking about the photo shoots just now. So the Grazia one is the one we've seen, but I've recently done another one, which I'm so excited about. It was probably one of the funnest days of my life. It was really, really awesome. So that was with SA Music News. And I've actually just posted some of the sneak behind-the-scenes pictures from the shoot day on my Facebook page. So that's also Carli Myers. It's under my Facebook, or under Facebook. And the final pictures I recently got a few hours ago. They were finalized. Beautiful. So look out for that. Yeah. It's going to be an awesome feature. I'm so excited to put the pictures up and to see and to put the article. Yeah, it's going to be great. So excited.
Now, when you do gigs and those kind of things, what kind of a sort of a set list do you put together? Obviously, you've got the hit with this song, but the songs that you sing, are they sort of your own music, or you do some covers in that as well? How does it work?
So in terms of live performances and gigs, a separate project to my solo career, I'm actually fronting a band. So when I'm gigging with the band, it's different to my solo career in that sense. But we're actually looking to cover the band's looking to perform Clutch as well. So at our gigs at the moment, we mainly playing original stuff as well, but that's writing in terms of the band. It's a different, a bit of a different take to the music. So our set lists are mainly that kind of original stuff, so in that genre. Whereas, and now soon, I'd say hopefully pretty soon, we're going to play Clutch as well. So that will then feature, the band will play that with me as well.
Now, tell me about the band. I assume you're referring to Pakawa.
Yes.
Actually, where does that name come from? What is a Pakawa? And tell us a bit about the group.
All right, so we pronounce the name Pakawa.
Okay. Right.
Most people get it wrong. It could be pronounced various ways. So the band name came. It's actually a bit of a put together word that kind of developed within the group. We were just, it was quite a casual thing in the beginning. We were just jamming, we were writing a bit and seeing how it was going, and we decided to enter a little competition. And when we got there, they were like, "Hey, what's your band name?" And we didn't know. So we were like, we had to think on the spot, and so we ended up taking the first 2 letters of each of our names and putting it together. So I'm the CA in Pakawa.
So that's your names of the, okay, so you've got a PA, a CA and a WA.
Yes.
So that's a 3-piece.
Well, actually then that was how it started, and then a few months later we brought in a drummer. We're very fortunate to have him join the band because he had just finished studying in London, studying music.
Who's that? What's his name?
Grant Mowat.
So you got Pakawa Mo. You can add on the, because he's got to be mentioned in there somewhere. Obviously, otherwise I'm not going to work.
So that's where the band comes from.
Okay.
We've been gigging a lot. We actually have a gig on Saturday evening in Joburg. It's at a place called the Indulgence Cafe by Bayes Mundia.
Okay.
And I'm excited about that. We've actually got 2 different sets at the moment. So you asked me about the sets earlier. We've got an electric set where it's the full-blown band, but now we've also got an acoustic set. So the drummer becomes a percussionist and all the acoustic instrument.
You've got to put him in the band, the name of the band, if he's doing all that work.
Yeah.
It's not fair not to mention it, is it?
Well, definitely. I think we'll make a plan. We're gonna add him into the logo somewhere.
I think you
He's
should.
happy though. He's not hasn't taken too much offense, luckily.
Listen, you've got 2 of the greatest people that I know in the music industry, Dion and Benji, guiding you at the moment. What have they told you with regards to the music industry, the sort of qualities you have to have? What have they sort of given you as a guideline as to how this thing goes from here on in?
Sure. Well, firstly, I am so beyond honoured to be working with Dee and Benji. Truly, truly honoured. In terms of what they've said in that context, well, they've said a lot. It's hard to summarise it. I think I'd say that firstly, you need to believe in yourself and believe in what you're doing, and work extremely hard. Put the hours into it. There's also a large element of patience, because the music industry is a difficult one, especially to crack and to be successful in. So. I felt more than anything that their guidance as to the direction of where we're going with my career and as an artist has been invaluable to me. It's been so like every step of the way, if I'm unsure of something, they kind of guide me along and explain to me where I'm at or where we're going or where we're coming from, and like they really put everything into context. So that constant support and constant guidance is something I'm so blessed and grateful for.
And hard work is obviously something that they're going to drum into you.
Yes,
is the fact that you have to work very hard.
Yes.
Nothing's going to come into your lap.
Nothing.
You've got to work for everything.
Yeah.
Nowadays, probably more than ever, because of the amount of artists that are out there trying to break it into the mainstream.
Yes.
And
there's so much talent.
Yeah, but you have the looks.
Thank you.
You have the talent. And you have people behind you, so you're a step ahead of most.
Yeah. as I said, I'm so. It was so strange because the way things kind of went about with building this this direction of where I'm going in terms of the people I'm working with. It was very strange to see how like the world kind of did a bit of a full circle, because when I was in after school I took a gap year, but I wanted to pursue my music before I started gap year in that sense. I wanted to pursue my love and my passion in a very like structured way before I went on to my studies and fits in an academic context. So I went to Downham College, the creative campus where they offer diploma in contemporary music. And I was so lucky to meet Benji there because he was lecturing. So he was one of my lecturers there. So that whole year in terms of influences to me has hugely influenced me, because I spent the entire year pursuing and learning as much as I could. So then a few years, and also actually, and then a few years later, I Next Music and I were in touch and wanted to go forward with that, and they put me on to D. And then it turned out that Dee and Benji were married and worked together.
Yeah, poor Dion.
and we are like a power couple.
Yes, very much so, yeah.
So yeah, and
they're the Posh and Becks of South Africa, did you know?
Yeah, that's actually a really good way of putting it.
All right. Sorry, you were saying, yeah.
No, it's cool. Could get fun. So then and then I ended up, I was fortunate enough, as I mentioned earlier, to record with Crichton. And I actually met Crichton about 5 years before that when I was in matric, and I recorded a song for my IED subject. So I recorded with him, hadn't heard from him, or we hadn't been in touch for many years. And then ended up working with him. So in that sense, it's been really special for me to be able to kind of see it unfolding, and to be able to work with these people so closely now. It's really, I feel very grateful for that.
It also seems like it's been mapped out for you.
Yeah, and it's
as if there's a purpose at the end of it all.
Yeah. And I think everyone that I'm working with is like the expert in their field. I really feel that way, and it's everyone's. I think also I'm willing to work as hard as I can to pursue what I want and what I've been driven towards for so long. So in that sense, I feel so grateful, as I've been saying. I think I'm sorry very much. I start talking.
Where do you just to end off? Where do you see yourself in a year's time or whatever? What is your goals in terms of taking your career forward?
Well, I guess where I'd want to see myself is a successful artist who has a really amazing following, working with the people that I am, performing live as much as I can, because that really gives me a bit of a, I don't know, that's like food for me, and hopefully moving on to an international audience. Hopefully, I would truly love that.
And the one thing that you've got to do is remain the person that you are today.
Yes.
Although you may get more fame and fortune and what have you, stay the nice person that you are, because that's for me as a member of the media, that for me is one of the most important things.
Yeah.
Is, that an artist, despite all the fame that they get, keep your feet on the ground and still be the nice person that you've always been from the beginning.
No, my mom always says to me, something I live by, always be true to yourself.
That's right.
So, I'm very, very lucky and grateful and fortunate, all those words again, to come from such an incredible, supportive family who have really helped me develop what I love and be able to remain who I am, and not, and support me through that, and let me explore what I want to explore, but still have that grounding. So I'm very grateful for that too, because you get some strange ones that...
We've met a few, haven't we? We certainly have. I love the song, and the listeners are loving it as well.
Thank you so much
for it. So we wish you all the best for the future. I hope you have a very glittering career, and we see you up on stage there with all the big boys one day.
That would be.
We really do. And we're going to play out with the song again.
That would be awesome.
Please, as soon as you get new material, send it down to us. We'll gladly play it for you.
Definitely, thank you. And thank you so much to the station and to you and to all the listeners. Like, it's so wonderful for me to feel that, you know, there's people out there that are loving what I'm doing. So thank you.
All the best, and thanks for coming down.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carli J. Myers. You can check out her video on YouTube. The Clutch song is on there. There's a one that has the words. What's that one called? It's the
lyric video.
Is there another video as well?
So actually, I was meant to say the ways that you can, if anyone wanted to follow me and keep up to date. Yes.
Yeah, do that.
So I've just released or just launched my website. Although, well, at least the URL to it. It's still under construction, so it's not got a lot up yet, but there are links on that website URL to all the different social media platforms where you can find me. So it's www.carlijmyers.co.za, and there you can find my Facebook, which is Carli J. Myers, my Twitter, which is @Carli J. Myers. You can follow me there. My YouTube account or channel, which is Carli J. Myers, and there's my email. You can also get me on Instagram, which is Carli_J_Myers. So it's all there. So yeah.
But on Facebook, you must have so many friend requests you can't keep up. I know you're popular. Is it not that bad? Not yet.
Well, it's growing. It's growing. I'd like to direct a lot of people to my fan page instead of my personal account, but it's great to get requests because I'd love to meet a lot of new people. So that's great.
That's cool. Well, thanks for popping in.
Thank you so much.
Have a safe trip back.
Thank you.
Playing up with that song, as we mentioned before, it's just gone on to the IFM Top 30 Clutch. Carli J. Myers. Remember that name. She is going to be big.